you know, in direct marketing, the most important thing there is a list, and the reason that lists matter is lists are the right side of somebody's curve, okay? Somebody drew a dotted line, and they defined a certain kind of behavior and said, this is a list. That's why response lists are so much more valuable than a compiled list. Sure, you can get a list of all of the homeowners in DuPage County, Illinois, but it's a heck of a lot more useful to find out, you know, who bought a house in the last 2 years, or who, you know, who subscribed to a certain magazine, or who gave to a certain charity. Now, one of the things that is very interesting as we start to look at this is that your customers, wherever they are, fall on this curve somewhere, okay, and they have a certain kind of behavior, and they do certain things. And the name of the game is to move people from here to here to here to here to here. Okay? To me, the most useful way to think about what you do with a customer and what you do with a prospect is moving them up the curve. Because remember, this thing gets really steep. And a lot of action can happen with a very small number of people if you have the right process to move them forward. Now, I think the core principle of all of this is your number one mission is to build trust, okay? People need to trust that when they open an email from you, it's good, it's useful, it's telling them something that's the truth. Because if at any point along the way they decide they really don't trust you, they're going to fall off, okay? Well, gee, do you want them to fall off here, or do you want them to get to here? So now what's going to happen, I said that when people come to your website or you take a snapshot of anything and you ask people to do one thing, what you did was you marked off, okay, this number of people did something, they did what I asked them to do, this action had a certain number of amount of value, there was a certain number of people, therefore there was a total amount of dollars that I collected somehow or another, okay? And so that's what it is. But that's just a snapshot in time. Okay? Now if you go to my website and you look at the Definitive Guide to Google AdWords page, there's a $49 version, a $97 version, and a $197 version. Okay? The only reason you all know who I am today is because right out of the gate, I offered 3 different versions at 3 different levels so that I could get 3 different slices of this instead of one. If I had not done that, none of you would be here. Okay, and that's a decision I made 5 years ago based on understanding this. Okay, because if I only had this bottom square, when the water level and the bid prices and the competition and everything got thicker and thicker, I would have drowned just like everybody else did. This is why I didn't drown. Okay? Okay, and then you add other things later, like coaching programs and seminars and all that, and now you have a back end that sustains a stable business rather than just this one-time offer. Okay? But that's a snapshot in time. Okay, these people buy the $49 version. These people buy the $97. These people buy the $197. And just that snapshot in time ensures that the first click gets paid for. But that's just one event, one time. What about later? What about continuity? Well, who says we can't make this thing 3-dimensional? Who says this can't also extend to in time where a certain percentage of people subscribe to a newsletter, okay, or a coaching program, or a membership? like one of the most successful businesses of all time was the Columbia Record and Tape Club. Buy, 12 albums for 1 penny with nothing more to buy ever, but then they mail you an album unless you send the card back, okay? Brilliant thing. It was designed by Lester Wunderman. Well, over time, what happens is some customers move a step, and this happens. But something else is some customers move 2 steps at a time. Some customer moves 4 steps at a time. Some customers will come in here and they'll jump all the way to the top. Okay? Oh, it's only a small percentage, but this is you don't have to do any magic tricks for this to happen, but you do need to be aware of it, and you need to allow it to happen. It's a really good idea to let people know what the top is.